Kelsey Plum has been going off on her new team. In her first game in a Sparks uniform, she scored 37 points in a win against the Valkyries. She scored 25 points against the Phoenix Mercury. She shredded the Sky with a 28-point and 8-assist performance. And most recently, she scored 25 points against Atlanta. Right now, she is averaging a career-high 25 points per game, 5.5 assists per game, and just under 3 steals. All of this begs the question, were the Las Vegas Aces holding her back? Kelsey Plum was drafted number 1 overall because of her prolific scoring ability in college. She was the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball before Caitlin broke her record in 2024. And we're seeing that level of scoring right now with the Sparks. What's interesting is that during the 2022 regular season, Kelsey Plum was actually the first option for the Aces. She led the team in scoring, even over A'ja Wilson. However, in the playoffs, Chelsea Gray became the leading scorer and won Finals MVP in that same season. From that point on, Kelsey Plum became the second option behind A'ja Wilson. I have zero issues with this. A'ja Wilson, after the 2022 season, was at worst the second best player in the league, so it's only natural she would be the first option for the Aces. I don't think it's reasonable to blame A'ja Wilson for Kelsey Plum not reaching her full potential. The Sparks are just a much better fit for her type of play style. What happened to Kelsey Plum on the Aces is the problem with super teams in general. Sometimes less is more. When you have so many people that score the ball, it's hard to fit everyone in. It's the same reason I'm not a fan of Full Wiley going to LSU. There's just certain players that are too talented to not be the focus in the offense. Plum is able to have a much higher usage rate and shoot way more shots than she ever would at the Aces. That being said, this is undeniably a bad look for the Aces. The reason I say it's a bad look is because right now they are struggling. Kelsey Plum is the type of player where a team won't fully appreciate her until she's gone. The Aces thought they could just replace Plum with Jewell Loyd and not miss a beat, but that's clearly not the case. I thought Jewell Loyd was a downgrade from Plum, even before the season started, and we're seeing the effects of that now. Another reason the Aces look bad is because of De'Arica Hamby. In a vacuum, Plum playing her best basketball at the Sparks isn't anything to raise red flags over. But the fact we saw something similar happen with Hamby is a reason to start asking questions. The Aces allegedly traded De'Arica Hamby because she was pregnant. And now De'Arica is having her best years with the Sparks, and is playing at a much higher level than she did at the Aces. And it definitely didn't help that the media was presenting the nonsensical narrative that A'ja Wilson was carrying the Aces last year. If having 3 other gold medalists on the team isn't considered help, then nothing is. And we're seeing a similar narrative being pushed now, despite the Jewell Loyd trade getting a lot of hype before the season. At some point we gotta start looking at Becky Hammon in the front office. The Aces' lack of depth has been a talking point for years, but it's self-inflicted. They have been hesitant to invest in young talent. They routinely cut younger players, and don't make any trades to improve their draft position. And when they do draft players, they barely get any playing time. It will be real interesting to see what happens today in the Aces and Sparks game. Even though the Sparks were bad last year, they always brought their A game against the Aces, and gave them a lot of trouble. The Sparks are ravaged by injuries, but when they get healthier, I think the Sparks and Aces matchups will provide some exciting basketball. But that's it for this video. What do you think of Kelsey Plum's newfound success? Is it something the Aces should be scrutinized over, or is it just a bad fit? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.